So let me ask you something. Is your life basically an open door policy for everyone else's problems? Do you find yourself saying yes to every single request that comes your way, only to kick yourself for it later? If you're nodding along right now, well, you are in the right place.
And let's be totally honest here. Does it feel like your calendar isn't even yours anymore? Like it's just a to-do list for other people? If you're overwhelmed by requests and just plain tired of being the go-to agreeable person for every little thing, you're not just being nice, you're basically paving your own road to burnout.
So what's the fix? Well, the goal here is to make a fundamental shift. We're going to move away from being that passive helper, that professional doormat, and transform into a smart, strategic professional who knows their own value. And listen, this isn't about becoming a jerk. Not at all. It's about becoming strategic. Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about the yes trap itself. Then, I'm going to introduce you to an incredibly powerful tool called the favor matrix. After that, we'll dive into how to handle requests from literally everyone, people below you and people above you. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with your brand new strategic playbook. First up, let's really dig into this mentality, this yes person trap that so many of us fall into. You know the feeling, right? We think we're being these amazing colleagues, these great team players, but really it's often coming at a huge personal cost. And man, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? That constant need to be helpful, that inability to say no, it's not always a professional virtue. In fact, it can signal that you don't value your own time, which, in turn, teaches everyone else not to value it either. So how in the world do we break this cycle? The solution isn't just to start screaming no at everyone, it's to get strategic. And that, my friends, is where the favor matrix comes in. So I want you to think of this matrix as like your new secret weapon. It's a simple, objective framework that you can use before you agree to anything. It takes all the emotion and the guilt out of the equation and gives you a clear two-axis grid to analyze every single favor that comes your way. All right, so the first axis is all about the power dynamic. It's simple. An upliner is someone with more seniority, status, or resources than you. Think your boss, a big shot client, and a downliner is someone with less, like a junior colleague, an intern, or a mentee. Getting this distinction right is absolutely critical. The second axis is all about the effort level. Is this request a big favor, something that's going to take a significant chunk of your time, your energy, maybe even your network? Or is it just a small favor, a quick little lift? And this is the most important part, okay? The effort level is always defined by you, the giver, not the person who's asking. So, you put those two axes together, and bam, you get this. 4 distinct quadrants, each with its own name and its own unique strategy. We've got the investment zone, the transaction zone, the gold mine zone, and the engagement zone. This is your new map. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does this actually work in the real world? We're going to start with requests from downliners, those people with less power or seniority than you. And here, your strategy is going to split between two concepts, investing and transacting. So imagine a junior colleague comes to you asking for a really big favor. Like they want you to use your contacts to help them land some funding. And your gut reaction is probably, oh great, another thing on my plate. But the matrix tells you to reframe this. It's not a chore. It's an investment opportunity. This is such a powerful way to think about it. You're not just doing them a favor, you're actually investing in a person. You're buying a potential stock. So the question isn't, is this project good? The real question is this person a future high flyer? You're betting on their integrity and their potential. So how do you know if this potential stock is a future Google or, a total bust? You use something called the step-by-step test. Before you go all in, you break the favor down into smaller pieces and ask them to complete the very first step all by themselves. It's a simple, low-risk way to see if they're actually committed. If they can't even do that, well, you just saved yourself a massive headache. Okay, but what about when a downliner asks for a small favor? A quick email intro, 5 minutes of your time. This is the transaction zone. Look, you can't invest in everyone, so in this quadrant, you have to protect your own value. This is where you gently implement a no free lunch strategy, establishing that your time and network are valuable resources. All right, let's flip the script. How do we handle requests from upliners, your boss, a senior leader, a key client? This is where favors can be turned into huge career opportunities. It's all about opportunity versus engagement. Picture this. The CEO asks you to step in and fix a huge, messy crisis. Okay, your first reaction might be pure panic, right? But look at the matrix. You're in the gold mine zone.
This is not a burden. This is a massive, high-visibility opportunity to showcase your professional value at the highest possible level.
And the strategy here is absolutely brilliant. It's called the consultative strike. First move, never ever say yes right away. Instead, you say, "I'd love to help, can we schedule a quick consultation?" Your job is to diagnose the real problem behind the request, focus on their ultimate goal, and then come back with a complete integrated strategy, not just a band-aid fix. This is how you go from being a doer to a strategic partner.
Okay, but what about the opposite? What if it's a tiny, almost menial task? Your VP is on a huge call and asks you to run out and grab their lunch. This is the engagement zone. And trust me, this is the ultimate test of your professionalism. You will be judged not on if you do it, but on how you do it.
This right here is the game changer. It's called the +1 increment. You don't just complete the task, you add one small, thoughtful, proactive step. So you don't just drop the bag of food on their desk, you arrange it, maybe provide some cutlery, and put a little bin nearby. You transform a simple task into a seamless experience. It shows you think ahead, you anticipate needs, and you're ready for much bigger responsibilities. All right, the days of being a victim of the yes person mentality are over. From now on, every request that comes your way is a data point, and every favor is a strategic exchange. Let's put this all together into your new playbook.
So for you, the giver, remember your new roles. You are an investor, not a servant. You're a professional asset, not a free resource. And you are a strategic partner. And for the asker, the rules are just as clear. Show your potential, validate the value of the help you're getting, and be ready to embrace the steps.
And let's be crystal clear about something. This whole framework isn't about being manipulative or transactional in some slimy way. Not at all. This is about building the architecture of professional influence. It's about being smart, protecting your value, and creating real opportunities for yourself and for others. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Think back on your own experiences. What's the absolute worst small favor you've ever had to do? And knowing what you know now, how might the favor matrix have totally changed the way you handled it?